do you post? Why do you keep going back for more? Stop lying to yourself. You're not seeking connection. You're begging to be noticed. You're performing in front of an invisible audience, hoping strangers will nod and say, "Yes, you matter." And every time they don't, you die a little inside. You pretend it's harmless. You claim you're sharing your life. But look at how you operate. You obsess over numbers. You recheck comments. You comb through your feed, measuring yourself against others, envious when they gain the attention you crave. You post something new, hoping it's enough to tip the scales in your favor. For a fleeting moment, if the likes come in, you taste a brief rush of affirmation. Then it fades, always, and you're left chasing the next fix. This is not some mild pastime. It's a slow corrosion of your self-respect. You manufacture fragments of your existence into a public display, then wait, breath held, for a pat on the back. You may pretend it's fun, but you know it's humiliating. You're begging for approval from people you barely know, people who tap a button and move on in seconds, leaving you with your angst, your desperation, your craving for more. Face it, this is addiction. You can't stop. You say you will, that you'll take a break, but even when you step away for a moment, you feel the itch. The phone calls to you promising a shot of pseudo-validation. And because you've never built a real sense of self-worth, you cave. You open the app. You scroll. You measure. You judge. You hate yourself for it. And then you do it again. Rinse. Repeat. What if you walked away for good? The thought terrifies you because you've built your identity around being seen. Even if it's just a handful of likes, it's better than the silence you'd face otherwise. At least that's what you've convinced yourself. But that silence is exactly where real self-discovery could happen. The quiet space that forces you to confront the emptiness you keep stuffing with digital applause. Of course, you don't want to confront it. It's far easier to play the game. To keep posting, to hope you'll eventually accumulate enough approval to drown out your insecurities. But you never do, and you never will. The game is rigged. No matter how many followers or likes you gather, it's never enough to silence the voice that says, "You're still not good enough. You need more." So you live in bondage, bound to strangers' opinions, glued to a screen that constantly tells you how you measure up. You lose the ability to engage with life without framing it for an audience. You go on a trip and instead of truly seeing the place you've come to explore, you're scouting photo ops that might impress people who are as lost in the same vortex as you are. And then there's the aftertaste, guilt, emptiness, a lingering sense that you're performing your own existence instead of living it. You've outsourced your self-esteem to a system that profits from your addiction. It doesn't care about you. It only cares about your engagement. Every time you post, you feed it. Every time you check your notifications, you confirm that its hold on you is strong. Why keep lying to yourself that you're in control? Control would mean you could walk away and never look back. Control would mean posting or not posting and feeling exactly the same. But that's not your reality. Your reality is tethered to the drip of hollow validation. You can't stop chasing. Is there a way out? Maybe. But it means entering the silence you've spent so long avoiding. It means facing the possibility that you're not as interesting or beautiful or lovable or witty as you wanted to believe. That your entire digital presence is built on a desperate attempt to convince yourself otherwise. It means acknowledging that the reason you can't stop is because you've used social approval as a bandage for deeper wounds, and that bandage is rotting, leaving your sores exposed. So keep scrolling if you must. Keep posting. Keep begging. Keep playing the part of the addict who pretends everything is fine. Or don't. You have a choice. Though you might insist you don't. You could step away and face the storm inside. But facing that storm won't feel good. It'll hurt like hell. Still, maybe hurt is the only honest thing left. Because continuing this charade might be comfortable, but it will never soothe the ache that haunts you. And you know exactly which ache I'm talking about. This has been Voy until you're